All right, here we go. The Kevin Durant MyCareer breakdown. Playing against the Brooklyn Nets. This is 4 years into the future, so he's healed, he's healthy, he's ready to play. Everything's good to go. All right, so his early life. Breaking down Kevin Durant here. September 29th, 1988 is his birthday. He's currently 6'10 with shoes on, by the way. 240 pounds. Which seems light. Actually seems a lot with how skinny he looks at times. But then this man's an elite athlete. He's jacked. 240. His mother, Wanda, the real MVP, as you know her, which is funny. It's trademarked, by the way. She has her own website. She's a motivational speaker speaking about how it was to raise 4 kids by herself. She was deserted by the father, Wayne, when Kevin was an infant, leaving Wanda a postal service employee and her mother, Barbara Davis, to raise not only Kevin but his older brother, Anthony, and then later 2 other children, who I will get to shortly. His father, Wayne, an employee at the Library of Congress, was in and out of their sons' lives for up to 10 years. He returned in a more serious role around the time Kevin turned 13 and 6 feet tall. I think that's a coincidence. My skeptic brain is like, oh, you saw that your kid was super tall, so I'm going to be in his life just in case he becomes an NBA superstar. But how do you know that he's going to become Kevin Durant? I think he just wanted to be a part of his kid's life again. But the negative side of my brain is like, what are you doing there? He returned in a more serious role, like I said, around 13. This rough beginning didn't stop their relationship, as they are extremely close today. There are videos showing when Kevin Durant won a championship, him with his brother, his mom, everybody, his father. So they have a good relationship today, which shows the maturity of Kevin at such a young age and now as a man. As a child, for Kevin to forgive his father for not only leaving him, but also leaving his mother, who he sees struggling on a daily basis to keep food on the table, is a remarkable characteristic of Kevin's. When Kevin was growing up, his favorite player was Toronto Raptors star Vince Carter. Toronto Raptors. Well, with Drake, that actually makes sense. Kevin has a sister, Brianna, and another brother, Rayvon. Raising 4 children is an almost impossible task, even with 2 parents and a large family support system. Wanda didn't even have that. She had her and her mother, and that was it for most of the time. Like I said, Wayne would pop in, pop out of their lives for 10 years. When the father fixed his relationship with Kevin, and I also assumed the rest of the family, he began to show up more and support Kevin in whatever Kevin was doing. Then when Kevin went to high school, Kevin played on many AAU teams in Maryland. Fun fact, Michael Beasley, Javaris Critton, Grievous, I always mess up the two, Grievous Vasquez and Ty Lawson were his teammates growing up. He wears the number 35 as a tribute to his AAU coach, Charles Craig, who was murdered when Charles Craig was 35 years old, He would hang out with Beasley almost every day for a period of time because his mother would drop Kevin off at the Beasley household, and then they would go to school together. His mother their mothers related to one another, both being single parents. Kevin, obviously a high school standout. He played 2 years at National Christian Academy and 1 year at Oak Hill Academy. Durant then transferred to Montrose Christian School for his last year of high school. Kevin shot up in height by 5 inches prior to his 4th and final year, standing 6'7" for his very first game as a high school senior. Kevin losing one of his mentors at an early age and dedicating his jersey number to Charles Craig shows maturity level beyond his years. A jersey number he took into college and the NBA. He recently changed it after 12 seasons to number 7, saying it signifies a new chapter in his life, and with 0 additional details, we as fans are left to speculate at any, if they exist, supplementary reasons. It's a fun thought experiment to try to come up with reasons why Kevin would change his number at all. He owns a production company entitled 35 Ventures. So to go against that, the name of your company that you created, is a very big step, I think, or a very big change, I would say. They invest in podcast networks, Showtime shows. They're partners with Degree, deodorant, and an online cannabis marketplace. He also said in many interviews he sees himself retiring from basketball at age 35. He said this when he was with the Warriors. This number, again, carries a great deal of weight with the NBA superstar, so why would he change it when it's such an integral part of his life? He signed the contract with the Brooklyn Nets when he was 30. He said he might retire at 35. That's 5 more years. 7, which is his current number, times 5 more years, is 35. If he retires at 35, I'm going to be right, maybe. Maybe I'm reaching a little bit, but like I said, it's just a fun thought experiment. Another reason I think of is the late, great Kobe Bryant. He also changed his number in the middle part of his career to signify the next chapter in his basketball life. Kevin, as do all NBA stars, looked up to Kobe Bryant and tried to emulate him. Kevin's number change happened before Kobe's passing, so to me it would mean more that he's emulating him before his passing than obviously after. Kevin Durant went to college. He went to the University of Texas. Kevin Durant, who had grown to 6 feet 9 inches, despite heavy recruiting efforts by his childhood friend Ty Lawson to join him at North Carolina, Kevin, like I said, chose the University of Texas. During his freshman season, he averaged 25 points, 25.8 points, 11.1 rebounds, and 1.3 assists per game. He shot that's amazing. He shot 47% from the field, 40% from 3, and 81% from the free throw line. I cannot remember another freshman in college putting up these numbers. He played an average of 36 minutes a game. Kevin was voted unanimously as the National Player of the Year. Obviously, these people knew how great he was. Also winning the John R. Wooden Award. John Wooden, you can leave out the R, Chase. Okay, I will. The John Wooden Award, the Naismith College Player of the Year Award, and all other top 8 highly recognized and honors and awards. There's too many to list. This kid won them all. Durant was the first freshman to win any of the National Player of the Year awards. Texas lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament as a 4th seed to USC. I wanted to see who was on that team. So Nick Young was on that team and Taj Gibson. Those are the 2 only noticeable NBA stars. Gabe Pruitt on the team scored 10 points. Nick Young scored 22. Daniel Hackett scored 20. Lodrick Stewart scored 10. And Taj Gibson scored 17. That's the starting 5. And Kevin Durant's team did not show at all. It was Kevin Durant, DJ Augustine were the only 2 noticeable stars on that Texas squad. Kevin Durant had 30. AJ Abrams, he was close, Chase, good job, had 20 points. And the rest had under 8. It was DJ Augustine at 6. Damian James, 2, 6 points, 0 points, 4 points, 0 points. They basically just had a bad game and got ran through. The final score was 87-68. So after that disappointing loss, he obviously was ready for the NBA, so he declared for the 2007 NBA draft. Going into the 2007 NBA draft, the argument was who should be the number 1 pick, Kevin Durant or Ohio State center superstar Greg Oden. Looking back on Greg Oden's injury history, it's unfair to criticize this decision based solely on the injury. He had potential to be a good to great NBA center. People look at the fact that Oden beat Kevin Durant in all physical tests during the pre-workouts, as Durant wasn't ready for the NBA. Oden beat Durant, like I said, in almost every single drill. Only Kevin Durant famously couldn't bench press 185 pounds even once, and Greg Oden didn't participate in the bench press because of his wrist injury. So that's the only drill that Oden didn't beat Kevin Durant in, because Oden didn't participate. That led to a lot of scouts and trainers and reporters mocking Kevin Durant, saying he's not ready for the NBA. He couldn't endure the long NBA season. He's not strong enough. I don't know how doing a chest press relates to basketball, but I'm not an NBA player, but that doesn't seem, you're not pushing anyone around. So I don't understand. Core strength, yes. Leg strength, yes. But not your chest press. The entire time, so as the scouts and trainers actually laughed at him, Kevin Durant said he heard people laughing at him, and the entire time he said he was thinking in his head, keep laughing. Just give me a ball. Once I get a ball, none of these guys are going to be laughing, because none of these guys that are working out next to me in this draft class can guard me. And it's that mentality that's helped Kevin Durant become one of the greatest basketball players this league has ever seen. He's unquestionably in the top, 3 scorers of all time as far as efficiency. He's 6'10", 6'11", can shoot wherever he wants to, getting a shot off. He's one of the best players of all time. And if you look back at these stats, it's ridiculous how... It's not ridiculous, but it's just... I don't know why it wasn't more leaning towards Kevin Durant. I just think it was his slim frame that people were scared about. But this guy can play basketball. He averaged 25.8 points a game. Greg Oden averaged 15.7 points a game. That's a big difference. So as a center, you would think, oh, Greg Oden, he'd average at least more rebounds, right? Wrong. Greg Oden averaged 9.6 rebounds a game. Kevin Durant averaged 11.1 rebounds. So he's even a better rebounder than Greg Oden. Assists, it's 1.3 for Kevin Durant, 0.7 for Greg Oden. So he's even technically a better assist guy. Now blocks, you would think Greg Oden, I'm going to trick you here, you would think Greg Oden would have more, right? Well, you'd be right. He had 105 blocks a game. Protecting the paint for Ohio State, the Ohio State. Kevin Durant had 67. So double, kind of double. But still, Kevin Durant, good defensive player. Now steals, Kevin Durant had more because he's a wing player. There's more opportunities to get steals, get in the passing lanes more. He's also, I wouldn't want to say smaller and quicker, even though height-wise they're almost the same. They're 2 inches in height, but weight-wise, they're big difference. And then assists, Kevin Durant had 46 total. They didn't put in per game, and I didn't want to do division. So total assists, 46 total assists for his career, and then Greg Oden had 21. So basically in every stat, Kevin Durant was better than Greg Oden. And it's just interesting to see. I mean even like his field goal. Like I said, Kevin Durant's field goal percentage, 47.3. Greg Oden's field goal percentage, 61. Now the big guys, they're not shooting far. He didn't even attempt a 3, Greg Oden. This was back in the day when he just posted up. But he shot 62% from the free throw line. Greg Oden did. Kevin Durant, 81%. And then Kevin Durant also shot 40% from the three-point line as a freshman in college. How do you not put this guy on your team? You can just look at these stats and say who's a better basketball player in college anyway. Now, if you want to project and say, Greg Oden's going to be I think he's going to make a bigger jump. Kevin Durant's slim, frail, all this. But if you're looking just at stats, which basketball is not just stats, but looking back, 10 years, 13 years ago, 2007, how could these guys, they didn't miss because Kevin Durant went second. But this guy was better than him in college. So how can it baffles me that when players, especially basically a 7-foot sniper, gets picked over a 7-foot center that can't shoot. It's unbelievable. But now maybe there's more emphasis on shooting, so I'm biased. But I'm not going to go too much into the NBA. I'm not going to go into his NBA career at all. That has been the Kevin Durant NBA 2K20 breakdown. I hope you enjoyed the video. Tune in next week. I don't even know who it's going to be. Mystery to me as well. We'll see who it is. All right. You guys have a good day.